What's up, Wrestle Talk Podcast family and World Domination Wrestling Alliance family? We are here with another great episode of Elevation, episode number 8. I cannot believe we're already on 8 episodes, and just wow. And it's going to be another great show. But as always, I am here with the one, the only Mr. Gavin Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, man. Nice to see you again, Hoss. We're here. Number 8, like you said, 8 already. I can't believe we're already here, man. It's August 12th, and to see how far we've come over these 8 episodes and all the great feedback and all the great guests we've had, man, we just keep growing and growing and growing. And the relationship with WDWA and Wrestle Talk Podcast, man, we are just killing it here on Elevation, man. So it's such an honor to do this with you, brother. I am looking forward to today. Today's going to be a hit or miss. We got Misused coming on today.
Oh man,
everybody that knows, right now there's a little bit of a personal, heat with myself and Misused. So this can only work out, or it can't. So we'll see those guys.
What's that? Gavin, you know that when it comes to Misused, they have had some very interesting words towards you this past week. I don't know if everybody's caught it or not. How about we just give them a little thing here of what Misused has had to say this past week, as just so they can get to see what they got looking forwards to tonight.
All right, man, play it.
Gavin Jackson, you have really pissed us off. You fuck.
I don't want to have to bleep this out. You know how long that takes?
Gavin, at the last show, you really pissed us off. You stood in that ring, got on that mic and said we didn't earn the spot that we have. That we didn't earn where we're at. Gavin, where have you been these years? We have done everything that's needed to be done. The past couple months, we just happened to start doing what we needed to do.
Yeah, see, we're no strangers to being disrespected. We're no strangers to being misunderstood. And we are damn sure no strangers to being misused. And clearly, when we take matters into our own hands, we know what we're doing.
We handle it. We handle it.
Gavin, it's not our fault that your officials can't handle it in there. And now you think that this is the right time for you to insert yourself into our business?
Those stripes don't give them the chance, baby.
Gavin! This warning has been to everybody. And now, it goes out to you. This might be your promotion, but rest assured, this is our world. And we have no problem taking you out of it.
Oh, man, the intensity, man, just shaking here in my boots, man. I get it, man. Like, I've been in their shoes. I've been, as they like to be called, misused, and the animosity and the hatred and the anger just makes you do some crazy things so that you continue to climb those rungs to the top, so I get it. I get where they're coming from, but they need to understand this. Like, I am the owner of World Domination Wrestling Alliance. Like, all of my referees, all my employees, like, they come to work expecting to do their job without any sort of consequences, right? And we currently have 3 reoccurring referees that Misused has attacked all of those referees. And I have 3 referees that no longer will do anything associated with Misuse. And the difference between them and myself is I am a former pro wrestler. They're not going to be able to kick me around and push me around and things like that. And they need somebody like myself that's going to intervene every time they think they are in control I just remind them that no, the only control there is Gavin Jackson. And when I insert myself into this match, it isn't to like, you know, make sure that, Clay Jacobs and Zakar have one up on Misuse. Now, rules go for those guys just like it does Misuse. All I want to do is give the WDWA family, the fans, everybody a fair fight for the prestigious tag team championship. So they can get angry. They can come on here and threaten me all they want. But man, I've been threatened by bigger and badder, and all that stuff just rolls right off my shoulders, brother. That stuff don't bother me.
Well, Gavin, I got to tell you, you got a lot more guts than I do because I have said before, you know, I, these guys, they are not about winning or losing. They're really not. They're
No.
just about punishing you for sticking your nose into their world. So that is one of the very last things I think I would want to do is stick my nose into their business. And, for you, I mean, I know that it's your business too because you are the owner. But for you to say, I am stepping in that ring, I am officiating, and things are going to be fair, and I'm going to assure that, that's, that takes a lot of guts to do that. And I respect you for that. But at the same time, I often wonder, do we need to commit you somewhere? Because you
Well,
might just be a
you know,
little crazy.
to be completely honest with you, John, it's like, as a business owner, um, there's a couple things you have to do. Like you want to make sure that you have a safe environment, for your employees, right? Like, so if somebody has a job as a referee, right, their job is not, oh, in case somebody lays your hands on you or this, like that's written in the rules. Like, you are not allowed to do that kind of stuff, you know. But on top of that, I also believe in, leading by example. You know, I'll never ask any of my employees or anybody that works for WDW to do something that I won't do myself. So it means a lot to me to be able to be on the forefront of this and be in a position where I can come in and make sure that there's no lines blurred, there's no cheating, there's none of that stuff. Like, I'm not going to get pushed around, and all these guys are just bullies, man. Like, they come in and they just bully their way to the top, whether it's using weapons or whether it's pushing around referees that aren't trained wrestlers or beating up managers or yelling at the fans or doing something like that. Man, all they're gonna do is just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until somebody pushes back. And I've been dealing with bullies, man, forever. I'd never taken any of that crap, and I'll be damn sure if I'll do it Saturday. And I know for damn sure Zakar, Shaw, and Clay Jacobs will not take this lightly. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to where we're actually going to have a winner for the tag team championships, whether that's Misused or whether that's Zakar and Clay. I just owe it to the fans to have a clean, fair shot for the prestigious tag team championships, John. And that's all I'm there to do. I'm not there to take sides. I am just there to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Well, it's definitely going to be something interesting to see. And, it's definitely going to be interesting later tonight to see exactly what they have to say beyond what we've already seen them say. And, like I said, I definitely don't envy you. But, one thing that we do have tonight that I am definitely looking forward to is tonight our fans weigh in. We'll be back. We didn't do it last time because, well, we didn't have any matches to talk about because it was so close to the event. But tonight we will be going over our matches and we will have that fans weigh in. So I'll be watching the comments. Be sure let me know if you want to be the fan for the fans weigh in tonight, and make sure you check your messenger as well because I will send you the link through Facebook Messenger. So check your messenger and watch for the link, and I'll let you know when it's been sent out. But you know, we definitely just have a great show tonight. But another thing that just seems to be coming up so quick, and it seems like had we just had it, is Berkeley Mania 8, and it just seems like it was just a month or two ago we had Berkeley Mania 7. I mean, it's just coming so fast, and you got so many things that we're looking forwards to at Berkeley Mania. And I know you want to hit on at least a few of them here tonight because you've been making some huge announcements for Berkeley Mania 8.
Yeah, brother, we are excited, man. We're coming up on Berkeley Mania 8. Like you just said, it feels like we just had Berkeley Mania 7, man. But when I talk about that, I just feel like we've had Berkeley Mania 7 is we've been running off this adrenaline because Berkeley Mania 7 to me was the first big show that I ran as the owner of WDWA. I ran shows all year long, but this was my first Berkeley Mania as owner. And, this one's always going to be a special place in my heart. But to me, it was such a successful event from the beginning to the end. All the matches were great. The fans were rocking. The wrestlers were killing it. Everybody's on the same page. I mean, to me, it was just an incredible night that I'll never forget. And that momentum has been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me all the way through this year. And I've just been, I can't wait to get to Berkeley Mania 8 because, I just want that feeling back. Wrestling is a freaking drug, man. And, it is nothing like it. There's nothing like it in the world. And just when it comes to Berkeley Mania, it's the big fight feel. It's all the wrestlers want to do their best. Everybody wants to shine. And we just want to, have the best show possible. And one of the ways we're doing that is this year, we had a special announcement on who's going to appear, John. So in case you don't know, brother, Berkeley Mania 8, this is what's going on. That's right, John. Mr. Anderson, Ken Anderson, however you want to call it, man. He will be here in Martinsburg, West Virginia at Berkeley Mania 8, man. We got big plans for him. He's coming in. We already have big ideas for him. He's going to do great. We're all looking forward to having him. And to me, former TNA champion, former Money in the Bank winner, just such a great career so far. But he's also been running a school. He's been, killing it over there. That's where his passion's laying in is just performing and teaching the next generation of wrestlers. I mean, one of his trainees is the current women's world champion right now. Like he is, he's got a new passion for love, and all that is building wrestling up and leaving it better than he came in. And it's such an honor to have him come and be a part of our show to make it better. And another way he's doing that, John, is he's offered to do a pro wrestling seminar for all of the wrestlers, anywhere that in the area that's willing to come in and spend their time with him. he's willing to take them under his wing and give them a little bit of his insight and teach them some things and get them in the ring and bump around with them a little bit and just try to craft the fundamentals, man. But he's definitely doing a seminar. If anybody's open to it and free earlier in the day, man, $60 at 1:30. Definitely a steal. Definitely somebody that's been successful in every company he's ever been a part of. But yeah, man, just having him there is excelling our event, man. So looking forward to it. And yeah, man, it's just been great.
I know one person that's really excited, and when you had the Restival, you had to have security around one of the guys there, and you might have to have security again around Mr. Anderson because
Uh-oh.
Uzi is just absolutely excited that he's going to be there, and if he comes up missing, you might want to look in her direction.
Well, we'll definitely keep the wet floor sign around him in case anybody gets, it gets slippery over by him. But, we're lucky to have him. And, if that makes Susie happy, I mean, that's what we do here, Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Susie, hands to yourself, girl. I'm not trying to be up in the courtroom trying to testify. So hands in your pockets, girl.
So, but it's definitely going to be something that you don't want to miss. There's lots of exciting things going on. We've already talked about the Hall of Fame inductee and Kevin Mears. And
yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't know how you could get any bigger, and then here comes Mr. Anderson. It's just it's going to be a heck of a night.
How do you think Mr. Anderson would handle a tag team like Misused? What if Misused was making a video saying, oh, I'm gonna do this to you. What do you think he would do in my shoes? Right?
I don't know. It definitely would be interesting.
I think he'd slap the paint right off Sean Cannon's face. But that's me. Real guys, man, we don't take that shit, So
maybe a haircut, maybe a haircut match where the beard is on the line.
I would love that. He uses that beard, as a weapon all the time, brother. Like we got to just cut that thing off, man. Let's even the odds, But yeah, man, like, I hate to be a little one-sided, but, Misused was throwing stones at me, throwing bullets my way, man. And, they're they're putting me up against the wall. Like I'm going to be up here defending myself. But, I've made it completely clear right down the line, whoever wins is just going to be the better tag team that night. So, we'll see once Misused gets on here, how they're gonna counteract that and tell me I'm not doing my job and how they deserve that and how I never how I've always taken them for granted for carrying the tag team division for beating everybody that I've put them in the ring with and but the thing is like you look at their track record and how many times have they been able to beat somebody without cheating? They would not be tag team champions right now if they didn't have money and power help them defeat Black Wall Street. So this is what's really shaking me up a lot. And this is why, it kind of gets under my skin a little bit when they make that video earlier. Like I've been, it's been bothering me since you played that video earlier. So I'm kind of torn on whether or not we should bring them in right now or wait till I calm down a little bit. But, yeah, man, like, they're just one of those guys that I just can't wait for somebody to shut their mouth, man. So, before we bring them in, John, I know you guys got a lot of things going on at the FWWC, man. You want to tell our fans what you guys got going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, we got another big pay-per-view coming up here before long. All the matches, there's only, I think, 2 or 3 matches on the card, but, I'm involved in matches and Susie's involved in a match. and I'm in a 5-way match. I think she's in a 4-way match, and it all goes towards determining contendership, for our titles. And I'm not exactly sure when the titles will be defended, but you know, it's definitely going to be a heck of a pay-per-view. And with the FWWC, it is a fantasy league. And we are the closest thing you can get to stepping in a ring. We cut promos on each other. We go back and forth. We do have real championships. I'd love to show you mine, but, Gavin still hasn't gotten me mine back yet from Mr. Sam Adams.
I am working on it, man. I am working on it. Sam is not an easy guy to get a hold of, man. He is busy. He's traveling everywhere. Sam's on everybody's phone, and he's hitting up everybody, and you can just see him like everywhere. Like every time somebody pulls up their phone, Sam Adams, he's just on there, and he's either in Puerto Rico or he's up and down the East Coast. He's all over the place. He's been in Japan and everywhere else. So trying to get a hold of that guy, man. Like, John, I'm trying. I know you want this title back, brother, but you got to bear with me. I can only do what I got to do unless I have to call authorities to chase him down.
Well, personally, I think he's scared or something because, he took my title and he ran all the way to Puerto Rico just to make sure I couldn't get it back.
Maybe a wolf got him.
Never know.
Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, we won't go.
Didn't.
But yeah, so I believe you have a little video there for FWWC. If we want to go ahead and cue that up here real quick.
Yeah, brother, rock with it.
Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter, where the world's smartest wrestling fans come together to compete for real championships. Original characters, trash talking, picks during live events, pay-per-views, and even get-togethers like bowling, ice skating, and pool tournaments as well. We have members from across the globe who will stop at nothing to climb to the top of the fantasy wrestling power rankings. Simply the best fantasy wrestling group in the world. Why? Because of you, the creative and active members of the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter.
Super cool, man. I see you guys all over social media. I see some of our fans joining. I see some of the trainees joining. I just see a lot of people, really putting a lot of effort into the FWWC, man. It looks like you guys are growing, man. So I'm hoping that being able to share your guys' product is on elevation, man. It's helping, bring light to what you guys got going on, man, because everybody seems to be praising it and having a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, we even get people who are in the business, as wrestlers or coming up through training to come in, and they just want the opportunity to be able to work on their promos. And it's a great place to be able to do that. We have challenges where, currently we use mostly WWE. And with those challenges, you pick who you think's going to win the match, and you get a point if you're right, and the person who gets the most wins. And we just have a really good time. You role play your matches, so right there on the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter page on Facebook, we're role playing on a thread there so that you can actually read what's happening in our matches. And just so that way it gives you a chance to envision it. And it's as close as you can get without actually stepping in the ring. But be sure to check us out, and would love to have you there.
Yeah, man. Super cool, dude. I think you guys do a fantastic job, and I enjoy being able to help get the word out there, brother.
And Mark, you want to join, just go on Facebook, check out Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide Chapter. You should find our Facebook page there. Request to join. And when you request to join, it will ask you a few questions. They're just simple questions like, the fact that we do have our own characters that we develop, and are you willing to do that? Are you willing to participate in challenges? Questions like that. Just answer those questions. we will see that you've done that, and I will probably be the one to contact you at that point and get you set up and get you going. So if you want to be a fan, you're more than welcome just to be a fan on the page and check it out. Just let me know that when I contact you. If you want to be a superstar, you'll start out in FED, which I run. And once again, we'll be more than happy to have you. So that's how you join. So, and then, we got plenty of stuff going on around. We also are connected with the Wrestle Talk podcast, just as Elevation is connected with Wrestle Talk podcast. And I believe next Tuesday night, because Wrestle Talk is seen every other Tuesday, the opposite Tuesdays of Elevation. And I believe right now we're looking at possibly doing a live broadcast from Jefferson County Fair, where you'll see Gavin Jackson and myself, and who knows what else we'll come up with for that one. It'll definitely be an interesting show, I'm sure, because things are always popping on there. Last year we actually had a face-off between Zakar Shaw and Clay Jacobs. So who knows what we'll have.
That was wild.
So,
yeah, John, looking forward to it, buddy. Like, the Jefferson County Fair, they always let WDWA set up a booth, man, and we're able to chit chat with the community and show them a little bit about what we're about. And we did that for the first time last year, brother. And you were out there with us too, and the community showed us nothing but praise. And the fair treated us great, man. So we're just looking forward to getting back out there for that entire week and just building more relationship, spreading the word about WDWA, Elevation, everything. And yeah, man, we're just hoping to keep growing and growing and growing with the help of everybody that attends Jefferson County Fair, brother. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to doing a live broadcast. Like you said, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, brother. But speaking of Wrestle Talk podcast, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is what we got going on the opposite Tuesdays of Elevation. Very cool, man. All right, man. I've calmed down a little bit. You talked about the FWC, talked about the Wrestle Talk podcast, things that I enjoy, things I like to do. We've put over Jefferson County Fair. I'm kind of calm now. I think I'm in the right feeling that we can go ahead and move forward with bringing our guest on. John, what do you think, man? Are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to get, I think, because you never know what's going to happen when you have these guys around. But
good.
Let's go ahead and bring them in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our WDWA Tag Team Champions, Misused.
Hey, hi. See these? Hi. Are we live?
We are live.
We are live, man, across multiple platforms. Thank you guys for spending your time and coming to us at Elevation.
Yeah, man.
WDWA Tag Team Champions.
It's real funny. I don't know if the people watching know this, but like, there's a whole little backstage segment to this little thing. Like, you get to join early and you get to watch what's going on.
It's the worst green room I've ever been in.
And Gavin, we heard what you were saying, man. Why are you talking this crap now? And then, welcome, guys, welcome. We just heard the crap you're not welcoming us here, man. You're here to push your authority, to overstep boundaries.
I am here to bring the tag team champions on to a show to elevate our upcoming show. Now, we've already had Clay, we've already had Zakar on, so we're taking this opportunity.
Really?
Trust me, I wasn't fully on this. If it wasn't for John pushing for you guys to be on, I would have never had this. Like,
Thanks, John. Thanks, man. You know one thing I did want to counterpoint you here, Gavin. Earlier, you kind of misjudged us and you said we're going to come in here and we're going to talk trash about you. Gavin, we have loved. We were, the promo that you saw, that was actually Act 2. We had another promo planned. It was really to just really thank you for, ever since you said this is your second Berkeley Mania coming up, right? Berkeley Mania 7 was your first.
Since I've been in charge.
Shut up. That was a rhetorical question. Shut up. And here you are. Since you've taken over WDWA, Sean Cannon, would you say the production value has stepped up?
Oh, by far.
Oh, the entranceway, just everything. Yeah. Everything about the show has been amazing since you've taken over.
It's amazing.
Now, what would you say about the roster?
It's a stacked roster. This is one of the best promotions I think I've worked in a very long time. We have a lot of talented people here.
Always improving, always bringing. We're bringing in Mr. Kennedy.
I agree.
Gavin, you've done amazing with the talent, with the locker room back there.
And just I've been working really hard.
Shut up, Gavin. I'm not done.
John?
The young talent you're bringing in, you're giving them an opportunity. The new light heavyweight champion. I hate that guy.
I really do.
Ace?
Something like that.
Ace. I hate that guy, but hey, great talent. And what about the venue and the fans, Sean Cannon?
Oh, big step up. We used to be in Latin Tornado's t-shirt shop, but now we're in actual buildings where actual people can watch actual wrestling. We have an actual wrestling ring.
Multiple venues a year, Gavin. And the seats have been packed.
Yeah, actual chairs.
Filled. Gavin, you have done amazing. But there's a fourth thing you haven't been able to do, which really paints you as a failed promoter. You haven't been able to get a reins on the top tag team in WDWA.
Yeah,
the team that the team that you've tried so hard to destroy.
On top. Honestly, I've been thinking about this. All those things you just mentioned, none of those happened until we got here. So I think instead of patting you on the back, I really think you should give us a lot of that credit.
I've mentioned this before on this show, and I've mentioned it to other people. Like, you guys are a great team.
We know.
You guys would not, our product has increased because of your talent. But your showmanship and your lack of respect for the business and for the other wrestlers, and especially for our officials, is what disgusts me, because that's everything that WDWA does not stand for. You guys have all the talent in the world, but you choose to be jackasses.
Oh, now we're resorting to name calling. Jeez, how long?
I've sat here and I've done what I've been taught my entire wrestling career. You put over the opponent. You put them over, and here you are name calling. Oh my God,
child!
No, it's your begging, and you're begging. Oh, it's us. You talk about being misused, right?
Yeah, that's what the name is.
Even when
we
Jimmy
sold a lot of shirts
injured,
with that name on it,
and Jimmy wasn't wrestling, Sean, you had great opportunities, great single opportunities to become Mid-Atlantic champion, which is very prestigious championship here in WDWA.
I know.
While I was still in his corner. Don't try to paint some picture like Sean Cannon could do this on his own. Don't do that. No. We know the talent Sean has.
Multiple tag team matches multiple singles matches. You both have been in world title matches.
Rude, Kelly.
When
main event matches,
right?
A lot.
So as for being misused, I think you were given all the opportunities, but you just could not step up and capitalize on it.
Well, I mean, hold on. First of all, Gavin, you obviously
don't sit and say, "Hey, Gavin Jackson, it's your fault. It's your fault that we didn't do this. It's your fault that you did not help us out because I gave you every opportunity, and you dropped the ball." Now, the fact that you are tag team champions right now is because you did not do it clean, right?
No. See, once again, it's those little euphemisms, you know. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. And what I've learned by that is that
Who
it's
said
only
that? Is that in the Bible?
probably. I haven't read the whole thing.
Verse
Might
7. Let's see, verse.
Like who's
I don't.
John, have you ever heard that before?
That's not
Was
the
that
right-
Socrates? Was that Aristotle?
That's not the right one. That's not the
where
right
did you
one.
hear this?
That's Aristotle.
Hey, Gavin, answer me this. Name me any successful person in America that didn't have to step on somebody or bend the rules to the way they needed them to get. You name me any good-natured person who's standing on top of the world, and you can't because the wrong people are in the right positions because they do what they have to do. And that's what we do. You want to talk about being misused? Brother, you don't even know anything about business. You think we're going to rebrand? It's been very successful for us. I mean, look at this logo. It's really well done. Probably my finest work. So, yeah, it started out as not being in the right positions, and we did what we needed to do to get there. We're not going to change anything about who we are because why? It's worked.
But, you know, since you brought it up, you know, like I still have a team of lawyers working on, you know, building a case up against you guys destroying what WDWA property, right?
Oh, yeah.
The one thing about, you know, you just mentioned, oh, when you took over, you did this, you did that. But one of the things that was the most important to me is to be completely different. And WDWA, man, I took a lot of my investment, a lot of my time to make this better than it's ever been. And one of those things is to create these tag team championships. And you guys took it upon yourselves to destroy that property and make these like toy titles. Like, come on. Like, don't think there won't be repercussions on this stuff.
Possession is 9/10 of the law. They are our tag team championships. And honestly, I'm just surprised more people don't do this in professional wrestling. I mean, why would we carry around a banner of a brand that, while trying
disrespect,
that disrespects us, right? But there's no good representation there. So, at the same scope of it, we have to look at it as a business opportunity for us. We are the WDWA Tag Team Champions. Rest assured, that's not going to change. And since that's not going to change, why have a championship with your guys' name on it? We're going to have a championship with our names on it, our pictures on it, because they're not going anywhere. We got rid of your trashy titles because they are no longer necessary. And if we win any of the other ones, we're going to do the same thing.
And rest assured, that's the plan.
John, what's your thoughts on all this stuff, man?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. John. You've been a nice.
But yeah, you're the host, right? My bad. We kind of took over your show.
No, Gavin.
That's what we do.
This is Gavin's fault. He brought you heard the trash talk, and he brought this out of us.
You know, I have noticed a lot here lately where people want their own titles. I mean, look at your All Atlantic champion. You know,
don't you had a belt. You had a belt. You had a belt. But I think something happened.
Our boy Sam Adams, who thinking of Sam Adams once again, the brand new talent Gavin Bin's bringing in. The syndicate should have been the number one contenders. They should have won that fatal four-way match that, hey, Clay and Zakar had no business being in. A fake tag team in a sea of gorgeous tag teams.
Could you imagine
Huh,
the
huh,
money
I-
on the table of the Syndicate versus Misused for the tag team
I
champions?
wonder who made that match.
Box office.
Sam Adams in the corner, building it. It would have been that. Hey, the Syndicate could have beat us. They all could have had lovely titles.
My bad. You were talking. You can
Sorry, John.
But no, I have said many times, and I've had some people say that they don't completely agree with me. I have said that you guys don't care about winning or losing. It's just about punishing people for sticking their nose into your world. And is that not correct? Is that not what you do? Do you not just tend to punish people?
You know what? You know what? Looking back on it, I do think if you kind of pick up like we're a little bit of this started with the whole DeMarcus Kane incident. I think that's where we're really when the gear really took off for us. And yeah, it was being disrespected, and then it just kept on happening, and we can't allow it, John.
So how were you disrespected? You were given a tag team championship match.
No. I think you're remembering events incorrectly. We had settled our business with Big Money Inc., and we decided to come out and readdress ourselves to those fans. And while we were in the middle of our reintroduction, DeMarcus Kane saw fit to, well, my match is next, so I'm coming out. He got in our business. And as if we haven't tried to preach this to every single person in every single promo, and yet nobody seems to get it, when you get into our way, there are repercussions. It's one of those two.
Granite, not granite or whatever. Yeah, and it's been going on since then. It's been good, and then the disrespect again. Giving Sean Cannon while we appreciate the singles titles matches, we see now what your plan was. Your plan was to disband Misused right there. Try to elevate one and kick the other. I've had that happen before. It hurts. All right, it hurts. And we see what you're doing again. And then after that, I come back, reestablish ourselves as a dominating tag team. And it takes us how long to get a tag team title shot? How long?
Wow.
Do you know how big the marquee would have been with Misused versus Sexy and Blessed? Oh my God. That would have fed families. That would have fed your families for generations, Gavin. But no, you didn't want that. So then what do we got to do? We got to go for the biggest dog in the yard, Clay Jacobs. And then that's what we do. We go for the top dog and we prove our point.
Yeah, man, you weren't going to give us a tag title shot, so we figured we're going to screw up your main event picture. And then what happens? We become your main event picture. It works for everybody.
You're welcome.
They say we don't help, but really, come on.
We do.
So were you as surprised as everybody else when Zakar Shaw turned on you and went with Clay Jacobs? I mean,
Okay, so
you want to take this one?
Yeah. We came to Zakar because we had a mutual problem. At least we thought we had a mutual problem. But then Zakar, I still don't get it. I really don't get it. You two, like apples and oranges, just oil and gasoline, or I guess oil and water.
We saw it too. That's why we approached Zakar. We saw what was going on with Supremacy. There's a lot of cooks in that kitchen, okay? And we saw Zakar.
That's rude.
I'll pay 1,000 to cut his. Hey, you leave this gorgeous beard alone.
You got any moderators in this chat?
Matt.
Jeez.
Matt's been talking trash this whole time,
Pinkston.
and it's annoying.
What kind of name is that?
We really haven't been paying attention to these comments this whole time.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get our point across, and you losers think you can just sit there and talk trash on us with no repercussions. Keep them comments coming. I'm gonna find each one of you at the next show and slap every single one. Luke, I'm slapping you.
Nobody's ever seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That's gonna come back to haunt you.
I'm slapping him too.
Yeah, it pissed us off. To cut the story short.
Linda, I've seen the Linda chick. If I see her, I'm going to slap her too. Linda getting slapped. Susie getting slapped. Who else we got? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Is that who we're going for, Gavin? Huh?
You have a bad take, Sheila. I'm sorry. As all bad takes are, that's the worst.
Sheila's getting slapped.
You shouldn't come back.
Someone comment with the Ryan Howard meme of the list, because y'all are on the list.
Yeah, we watch TV.
What's up, John? What you got?
This has got to be the best episode of this show by far, right? Right.
The ratings are through the roof.
Welcome.
You know, Gavin, just
He's mad. Look at him.
He's so mad. He's so mad. He's so mad. That's what I like. Because he's got to take it. He's got to take it. I love it. I love it.
the disrespect
Luke,
to your fans, Gavin. I tell you, what are you going to do about that?
You know what, man? It's a free country. You know,
It
they
is.
pay their tickets. They follow us. They're able to say how they feel, and I'm not gonna shut them up, man. They can say how they feel. They can boo Misused. They can cheer Misused. They can boo and cheer whoever they want. You know,
Rapid fire.
but I definitely don't appreciate talent. You know, who gets paid to be on our show, disrespecting the people that put that money into their pocket. You know, I find that very, disrespectful and things like that. And then, we've said it on the show multiple times. Like, when it comes to talent, you guys are very talented. And I was thinking, when you guys were off on your own, getting world title shots, main event like that you both could prove that it wasn't because you had somebody watching your back, that you guys were good enough to be able to do what you wanted. But it seems that no matter what, whether you're winning titles, whether you're working singles matches, whether you're working tag matches, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't even remember a time that they've been able to pin somebody's shoulders down without something happening. Whether that be one of them ringing a bell, whether that be outside interference, whether that, like
blood.
So
you didn't see that going.
So I could sit and I can praise how talented they are, but yet they refuse to showcase that. So it's either I'm wrong for saying that they're talented, or these guys just don't believe in themselves, John. Like, they don't believe the hype that they're spitting. Like, what do you think, John?
Yeah. I want your John.
I would direct this question to them, but obviously every time we talk, we can't get a word in. John,
I think I basically already answered that. It's the fact that they just don't care about winning or losing. They're just punishing people, and that's all they want. They want to punish people, and that's what they're doing.
Linda slapped.
Can I reply?
You can reply
if we're allowed to get a word in. Christ.
So he's right. We don't care about winning and losing. And we do care about punishing people and hurting people, because we've had a lot of championships between the two of us. We've been heavyweight champions. We've been middleweight champions. We've been cruiserweight champions. We've been tag team champions. So
I've been a no limit champion.
True.
That was a weird one. They got really mad at me because I took the belt. I took the belt home. They got mad at me for that.
And now, the thing that gives us the most pleasure is seeing something that somebody else has that they're proud to have. That's what makes us want it. The fact that nobody wanted us to have those tag team titles, you especially, that's why we wanted them. That's why we took them. And that's why we're going to keep them. Wins and losses, it's hurting other people that way. That's why we do this. We're good at making business and personal stuff just kind of mesh.
And like you said, Gavin, we're very talented.
Very.
We're very, very talented.
Very good at what we do.
But why would I need to do that? If I can get the same results doing what we've been doing, why would I need to put on an Indian death lock or learn another submission hold, go away, learn a new lock? Why do I need Gavin? I have been in the ring with some of the best. I have learned Drew Gulak used to stretch the crap out of me. I have learned so much from that guy. It's ridiculous. But why apply it? Why when I got the muscle here, he helps me get the job done pretty good. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Cutting corners is the American way. I'm sorry, it's true.
Like you said before, the bad guy's been on top for a while. We're just proving a point.
Bad subjective, really. I mean, it's
on him. What you got, Johnny boy?
It's just I don't even know what to say at this point, because
because once we start talking, you're like, oh
They
my
got a
God,
point.
they got a good point. They're right.
See, we
They're
spent a
right.
very long time in this business.
This lady's getting slapped. Oh, I'm slapping this.
Williams.
The next time I see Kelly, I'm slap. Oh,
We spent a long time in this business, and we spent a long time listening to the wrong people tell us what to do. And then finally, we decide to stand up for ourselves, and everybody vilifies us.
Loose.
Let's not forget
We're
that
gonna
it wasn't
loose.
that long ago that all those people hated Zakar Shaw, right? It wasn't until he aligned himself with Clay to turn his back on us
Same guy.
that they started giving a crap.
Guy.
The same guy who
jabroni.
was cheating, who was doing vile stuff. But now, he's below. When he comes out, those people get on their feet and applaud Zakar.
Exiled from what?
Yeah.
From what?
But we're the bad guys, right? Because we don't cater to those people. We know we're good. Thank you.
He changed his music too, didn't he?
But,
he's
yeah.
got some. Yeah.
It's catchy, but we know that we're good. But like he said, why do
No, I'm
everything in
waiting
your
for-
bag of
for
tricks when you
butt
can
numbers.
get away with what little you
Right.
need to do? Because if there is
Linda,
such a
don't check your
time
messages.
where we need to do something, we can always take care of what we need to. We're right where we need to be and where we're going to be for a very long time.
Higher though. Big plans. Big plans coming because Berkeley Mania is coming, right? But I know you may not have plans, Gavin Jackson. You might think
We're going to need a high budget entrance.
let's pencil in Zakar and Clay defending the titles against what's the father son Shane Malice
Oh, yeah.
and Baby Boy.
Sorry.
No. That's not happening. The title match.
I guess not.
will
He went
be-
off to the services.
Oh, did he? Oh,
I don't watch anything that's not our
Thank
match.
you, sir.
So if it doesn't have anything.
Where did he
pertain to
go?
us,
Where'd he
it's-
go? Air Force, Marines, Army.
All right, we're getting a little off track, guys, and I'm trying to be as subjective as I can and not come
He
at you. I'm
thinks he
trying to
runs
be
this.
professional here. I'm trying to bring you
He
on
thinks
as
he
a
runs
guest.
this.
So I'm let me backtrack a little bit. I apologize for being so forward with and being emotional and just being I guess caring too much about my product that I want to be able to have somebody that represents it in a certain way. So,
You're right.
so let me take
You're
a
right.
step back so that I can be professional for the podcast. Let me try to take my owner hat off and be the podcaster. So WDWA no longer has any referees that want to be affiliated with any of your matches. So with that being said, how do you expect to
Elephant
have
in the
any
room.
matches going forward?
Elephant in the room.
Well, if the officials don't want to referee our matches, that's, I guess, between you and them. And if nobody wants to officiate our matches, we can't lose our tag team championships. So
That's not our fault. We're ready to compete. We're ready to compete.
That's
If you don't have a referee, that's on you, buddy.
yeah. So I guess we just show up.
So see,
The match doesn't happen,
We'll-
and then we
we'll be
get
at Berkeley
paid and go
Mania.
home. That seems a really good deal to
the
make.
gimmick table will be up at Berkeley Mania. We'll be there for you.
It's almost like
But if-
we had this in mind.
Yeah.
Well, you
yeah,
might-
if-
You might be there and you might have your gimmick table up, but after this Saturday, you might not be there defending the titles because I assure you, the referee for this weekend myself, I will not put up with the shit you guys been doing with my current referees.
Back to you.
I'm not just going to sit back and I'm not going to let you, lay your hands on me without any sort of repercussion I'm going to be there to call everything right down the line. Like, trust me, like I've been in this for quite some time. Like, I know the tricks. I know what you can do. I know one of you guys want to distract me while the other guy does something. Like, I'm one up on you guys. Shit's not going to work out this weekend like it's been working out for you guys ever since. So don't start packing your gimmick bags now and preparing for Berkeley Mania, because after this Saturday, you guys might not have a ticket to it.
Ooh. That's so. What are you trying to say there, Gavin? Are you plotting against us? That sounds a little bit.
That's
not
being
impartial
impartial.
referee.
Might
Sounds like
not
your favoritism.
have a ticket, meaning
If and buts
you
were
will
kings and
have
nuts.
the same opportunity to go to Berkeley Mania as the tag team champions, as Zakar and Clay will have the same opportunity to go to Berkeley Mania as the champions.
But they won't. They're not going to win.
It's not the same. Trust me. It's not. It's Steiner math, baby. It's not the same. Our odds are way better walking in and walking out of Berkeley Mania still with these beautiful bad boys.
So I see your question and raise your question.
All right.
How mad's it going to make you when you count that 3 and have to raise our hands and have to acknowledge that not only are we the better tag team, but we are your tag team champions. We beat you at your own game. How's that going to feel? And remember, this is as a podcaster, not as the owner.
If you guys out wrestle Clay Jacobs and Zakar and pin their shoulders to 3,
Really good. So I know that.
and I count the 1, 2, 3 with their shoulders down, then you guys are officially the tag team champions, and you have beaten
We are already.
Zakar and Clay fair and square.
I mean, we're already officially the tag team champions. You can't
And then
can't sweep that under the rug.
and then with no officials, we go on to Berkeley Mania.
Yeah, it's a walk in the park.
Sit
at
in
that
the
point.
stands, hang out, throw Mr. Kennedy a couple 8x10s,
Yeah.
and
He might.
yeah, have a good time. Because you counted the 3. You counted the 3. Remember that. You.
This one.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, you.
Yep.
You.
Is Billy watching?
Yeah, Billy, pay attention. You learn how to wrestle.
Is Billy watching this? I did this whole time. I didn't want to bring up the referees because it just would have blew up Mr. Gavin Jackson's ego about him being the referee. But I hope Billy's watching. I know Joe doesn't own a computer, so I know he's not watching. What's the girl's name?
Daprica.
Daprica? I know Daprica's watching, so Hi. This is all thanks to you guys. Thank you.
This has gone well. I think this is.
Thank you, Billy.
It's been pretty cool. You guys
Yeah,
have us on there every week.
I've seen some comments from Billy tonight, and I know Danica
Yeah, so
has
have we.
been quite vocal on the posts that when we posted you were coming, and
Danica?
yes,
Is that? Oh, her name's Danica. Oh,
Close enough.
one-on-one Danica. I mean, if that's what guys want, maybe
Book
Berkeley,
it.
maybe
Book
Berkeley
it.
Mania.
Book it.
We'll defend the titles against Danica and Billy.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
There we
I think-
go. That'll
I
be
think
great.
Billy's already pinned you, if I remember that correctly.
yeah, he did come back after being busted open, and him and Clay beat Misused.
That one doesn't really count. That wasn't.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
You.
Okay. Ow.
I'm.
Ow. You said a lot of stuff, but man, that one.
Yeah.
So here it is, guys.
This has been great. This has been
let's-
fun. This has been a
let's-
lot of fun.
Let's bring this whole thing home right here.
That's insider.
Clay Jacobs and Zakar Shaw will get their fair fight this Saturday night.
God. Oh,
If you guys are able to beat them fair and square, no
we will.
cheating,
Mhm.
then I'll back off. I'll continue to promote Misused as the WDWA champions. I will continue to give you marquee matches. I will give you all the accolades and everything that you deserve.
Oh, Billy.
But if things don't go your way and Clay Jacobs and Zakar Shaw beat you guys this Saturday, I don't want to hear crying. I don't want to hear bitching.
We're not gonna cry. We're not.
I
There's
don't want
not.
you guys to come back to me begging for rematches, nothing like that. The only way anybody's going to win this match this weekend is for my hand to tap 1, 2, 3 on that mat and declare the winner victorious. So remember that, and remember, whenever you guys think you guys got an ace up your sleeve,
I don't have.
that this shit ain't working this
That's
weekend.
why we pulled him up. That's why we pulled him up.
So, as clever as you might think you are, we are always 2 steps ahead. We'll see you there.
Don't mention that Billy shit ever again. Don't bring Billy up.
That was a one time. One time.
Don't bring Billy
One
up
time.
ever again.
John, you got anything else for Misused before we let them get back to doing what they were doing?
I forgot.
You mean before we leave? He's not letting it before we leave.
Yeah, we choose
before we
to leave.
want to leave. John, do you have anything for us?
No, I think we've said enough. After all, we've already struck a nerve with Billy beating you tonight. So.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I just said it. Oh, you're so funny, Johnny boy. You're so funny. All right.
You guys are going to get somebody hurt.
Well, on behalf of John and myself, we do appreciate you guys taking your personal time to come on Elevation and help promote the tag team championships and this upcoming match this weekend. On behalf of John and myself, we wish you good luck. And may the best tag team win.
Misused win.
Again, thank you guys for joining us. John, you got anything else for these guys?
Nope, just thank you for being here, and we will see you Saturday night.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you are
You're
welcome.
Wow, John. Wow. That might have been the hardest interview that I've had to do yet. Blood pressure just rising up, man. Like I was biting my tongue. It's very hard to be professional sometimes in such a crazy atmosphere. I've said it on here before, and I've said it, plenty of times. Misused has all the talent in the world, all the talent. To me, they are one of the best tag teams, not only like on the East Coast, but in independent wrestling, or even in, across the world in all the major promotions. They can be that good. Why they choose to take these different routes, or why they choose to cheat, or why they choose to mock the fans or mock myself, or lay their hands on the referee is beyond me. Like, all that's doing is shattering the legacy that I know that they can do. And that's what really irritates me, man. Like, I love WDWA, and I love pro wrestling so much that, like, it's the greatest thing in the world. So when I see somebody take it for granted and not, help it escalate into something great, and it's all me, man. It gets under my skin, But like I said, I'll have the best seat in the house Saturday. I will make sure that everything is called right down the line, that these guys, they're not going to be taking any shortcuts, and it is about time that we actually get a winner for this crazy ass feud that's going on, John.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to see who comes out on top on this one. It's just absolutely crazy to see the lengths this feud has gone to, and the tricks that have been pulled out. We've seen the ring stripped and people slammed on the bare wood, and we've just seen all kinds of stuff. We've seen fake blood in a first blood match. I don't know what's left. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean they've said it, like, we've here at WDWA, we've lined them up, lined up all the tag teams, the greatest tag teams. They mentioned Big Money Inc. Big Money Inc.'s one of the best tag teams out there today, that they've gone to battle with them, and they've been able to beat them. They've been able to beat the Burkharts. They've, they just have all the tools to be the best. And why they choose to not is just beyond me, brother. Like, and it's one of those things, man, where you sit back as like a fan of wrestling and you're like, man, like, it's a lot of what if stories, like, for instance, like, what if Magnum TA never got in a bad car accident, that ruined his career? He would have been just as big as Dusty Rhodes, just as big as Ric Flair. We would have been talking to him just like we talked about, Hulk Hogan's legacy. He would have been one of the biggest things ever in this business, but things happen. He was out, drinking, driving fast, and just something happens. And I fear that these guys have all the tools and all the talent and all that stuff. And because they're doing all of this stuff that's misleading them into being, looked upon at such like a high level in our industry, that taking all these shortcuts, man, that they're not only killing the tag team division, but they're killing their legacy. And that's really all I want is in WDWA is, you were here when we had Jordan Evans on, and I said, hey, Jordan, I said, it means a lot to WDWA that you're out there representing our company. And, when it comes to anybody holding our titles, even like, if fans don't like them and they've earned it, I still am very thankful that they're out there representing our company because they're that good. But a tag team like Misused, for me to say, hey, this is the tag team that's representing my company. This is the tag team that, when I put a poster up, and we're trying to get people to come and we show them, they're not helping us. They're not helping us by having this persona of like, hey, we are owed this, and I'm gonna cheat to win, and I'm gonna beat up all the authority here at WDWA because I'm better than like, that's not what it's about, man. And I just hope that something happens with those guys where they get a wake up call, and I'm hoping it's with Clay Jacobs and Zakar can just knock some sense into these guys before it's too late, because there's one day that there's always hope. There's always hope in the future for the fans, to come around and enjoy and like and praise, the wrestlers for all their hard work, man. But you beat them down too much, man, and they're going to be gone for good. And I'm worried that, just that legacy of Misused is just going to go down the drain if these guys don't make a change.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's like they openly admitted to, and I've already said several times, they're just looking to punish people. They're not looking for wins or losses. So,
yeah. John, were you able to get a hold of anybody that wants to be part of the fans weigh-in?
I have sent out 3 or 4 different messages. Most of them have come back and said they're busy tonight. They do want to come on, but just can't come on tonight. And I've got one that has never seen the message yet. So,
all right. So everybody in the chat right now, everybody that can hear us and the sound of our voice, if you want to be on our show tonight and give us your fans weigh in, what we do here is we bring on a fan and get their input on the upcoming matches for our shows. So if you're interested on coming on, we'll bring you on. We'll talk about each match. You just give us, who you think you're gonna win, who's gonna win. But while you guys are doing that, in the meantime, I want to let you guys know where you guys can see WDWA. If you guys can't see it live, you guys can check us out on Frontline. Right here's all the information for you. That's right, guys. Check out Frontline every Thursday night, 8 p.m. right there on Wild Patriot on YouTube. Not only do we run those shows, we also do special matches on the weekend and some other nights. So just get in there, hit the subscribe button, and every time we post something, whether we're going live or whether we're giving you guys just different selective matches here and there, it'll give you guys a notification, and you guys can stay updated with all of our announcements and all the action we got here at WDWA. So please take the time to check that out. Check a lot of the previous episodes. Go back and see what we're all about. Go back and rewatch some matches. Feel free to share with your friends, your family, and everybody else about the journey here at WDWA and what we bring to the table. And John, brother, you able to get somebody? All right. I don't know if he's frozen or he can't hear me, but before we move forward, I'll mention here at WDWA, we have opened up the World Domination Wrestling Academy. We've been open since June. So if anybody in the area or if anybody's willing to travel to Martinsburg, West Virginia, right next to Inwood, West Virginia on Route 11, and you're interested on becoming a wrestler, feel free to scan that QR code in the bottom right, or you can reach out to myself, or you can reach out to WDWA on any social media platforms. You can also feel free to call or text that number, and that'll get you in touch with myself and WDWA, and we will do everything we can to make your dreams come true, to be the best professional wrestler that you can be, and to make you guys, learn from the best and be your best, and we'll bring the best out of you. So if you guys are interested in being a pro wrestler, please hit us up. We'd love to help your guys' dream come true. John, you are back, brother. John, what you got for us, man?
So far, I still haven't found anybody that's coming on, and I have sent a link to one person, but they haven't seen it yet. So I don't know. Doesn't look like we're going to get anybody tonight.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. We can go ahead and rock and roll. Those of you guys in the chat, if you guys want to follow along, and if you guys want to give out, who you guys think's going to win, you guys can do that as well. Man, John, look at this, brother. Just when I'm getting over it, just when the blood pressure's coming down, here goes Jimmy starts throwing bullets again. Jimmy Stars, man, just take your ball and go home, brother. We'll see you Saturday. We'll see how everything turns out, man. John, you're just gonna you got to take over from here, brother.
Yeah, you got one heck of a show coming up to this week, this Saturday. See, now I'm getting all confused because we've been off schedule, but now it looks like we're getting back on schedule. But this Saturday, and we got a heck of a lineup of matches. Let's see, which one do we want to talk about first? Well, since we've been talking tag team stuff, and there's several tag team matches on this card, what do we say? Big Money Inc. versus the Helm with JTR in his corner.
I honestly, I can't wait for this match. To me, two fantastic tag teams. I could talk all the crap in the world about the Helm and how they've linked up with JTR and Money and Power, but there's no doubt that these guys are one of the best up and coming tag teams. And the fact that they just have JTR in their corner just gives them that extra notch. But man, they are just incredible. But anybody that knows me knows I've been very high on Big Money Inc. Every locker room that they're a part of makes that brand so much better. I have so much respect for these guys. I think they're fantastic. I think, they're one of the best in the world. These are the type of guys that I would love to represent WDWA as the tag team champions. And I'm sure one day they're going to get there again. But as for who I think is going to win this match, we've gone back and forth, John, with every time somebody has JTR in their corner about, how we can't trust JTR and how they're going to help him win. But I think Big Money Inc. is just too smart, too big, too badass. I got my money on Big Money Inc. all the way, John.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Big Money Inc. on this one as well. They have been all over the place, and they are a tag team to be not to be messed with. And the helm, we've seen a lot. Well, we've seen them a little bit, and they are a heck of a tag team themselves, but just haven't seen a victory out of them yet. Which, I mean, I know they'll be hungry for a victory, but I think Big Money Inc.'s going to take this one.
Looks like everybody in the chat, with the exception of Mr. Steve Nets, thinks that Big Money Inc.'s got this, man. So, if we were all betting men and women, I think we got this, man. This is going to pay out.
So let's see here. We got this grudge match going on.
Wow.
The Outlaw Bo Ross versus Wraith. This feud has been going for a while now, Gavin.
What a story, John. Like what a background with these guys, and I've known this like very personal because I've been in the ring with both these guys and I've had issues with both these guys, and I have seen just one hell of a story from how they got together as a tag team, how they ran wild, how they both held singles titles, multiple singles titles throughout WDWA, how one day Dex shows up, and he did something to Kalen Patrick, that has totally taken away all signs of what Kalen Patrick used to be, and he's created this Wraith, which I don't even know how to describe Wraith. I don't know how to describe Wraith, formerly known as Kalen Patrick. He's a completely different person. He's a completely different entity. And whatever Dex has done to this guy and his mind, he's totally wiped out what was left of Kalen Patrick. And the Outlaw, Bo Ross, has just been nonstop for going on. Man, this has been at least 6 months of nothing but being focused on redemption and being focused on trying to get his best friend back, that he hasn't been able to focus on anything else in WDWA, so his career has just been at a standstill. And John, like, I don't think he's going to be able to go forward until he handles his business, John.
No, I don't think so either. And, until he gets Kalen back, I don't see Bo, letting up at all. And I don't know what Dex has done, but Wraith is just totally different. And, one thing I've often wondered is, have you seen a rabies certificate, vaccination, anything? Because I swear I hope he's had his rabies shots or something, because maybe that's what happened. Maybe he's gone rabid. But
yeah, man, I think we need to definitely implement that old COVID rule about being 6 feet apart, because just having him around me, man, makes me a little anxious and stuff like that. That you need to keep that dog on a leash. But yeah, man, like, the last time we saw Bo Ross and Kalen Wraith in a ring, Bo Ross just randomly showed up and beat the hell out of him. I think all the time, I think the time of just trying to be a better wrestler and winning matches is over. I think this has gotten to a fight. This is super personal. I don't think either one of these guys care about winning matches. Both of them just want to hurt each other. Both of them just want to make a statement. And Bo just wants to end this all so he can move forward. John, who do you got for this match?
I think I'm going to have to go with Bo, because he is just so determined that, he is going to get Kay back. And, I'm not sure that he's going to get Kay back even if he wins, but I think this time, they have just gotten one over on Bo so many times that I think Bo will be ready for him this time.
Yeah, John. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I'm really hoping that Bo has what it takes to knock some sense back into Wraith. We would love to see Kalen Patrick back in the ring. And I think that that's how it's gonna be. I think Bo Ross is gonna be in there slugging away, pounding on his face, and I just hope somehow, man, by hook or by crook, he's gonna wake the old lad up, man. We can put this dog to sleep. So what else we got, John? We got 2 down. We got a tag match. We have a great grudge match going on. What do you got next for us, brother?
Well, how about LDJ versus Austin Kingsley? LDJ has just been on fire since coming into WDWA. And, we actually talked to him last Elevation when we had them on. And, so now he's going against Austin Kingsley,
That's right.
the holder of the cup,
That's right. He is the 2025 Holy Grail winner. He can cash that in anytime he wants for a shot at the heavyweight title. I don't know. I don't know if he's focused on that. I don't know if he's got game plan. I don't know if he's dealing with the breakup of Supremacy. I don't. I think there's so much right now on Austin Kingsley's plate on which direction his future is going to go in. But when it comes to LDJ, I think that he's focused. He knows what he wants. He knows the path he's going to take. He knows who his friends are. He knows who he can trust. And I just think a guy like that who's so focused and ready to go, man, that LDJ is going to be hard to beat. All my money, without a doubt, I'm putting it on LDJ.
I'm just going to have to agree with you. He has been on fire since coming, and I don't look for him to stop anytime soon. Just that, he's got a warhead for your forehead. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
he's bound and determined he's going to do it. And he has been going through Supremacy like they're nothing. And so I can't see that changing for this match.
It looks like John Dodd, Steve Netz, and Alex Dale, they disagree with us. And I could definitely see, their side of it. I'm not taking nothing away from Austin. I think Austin is a fantastic competitor. I think that he is one hell of a main eventer in his own right, and like his future is looking bright. And he's pretty much exactly what it is. It's the Holy Grail. He's got the keys right in his hand to be as successful as he wants to be. I just would have to go with LDJ just for the fact that I think way too much going on with Austin. He is, and that's not just with WDWA. He's got stuff all over going on. Plus, he's got his own side business, making all the millions that he's making and stuff like that he's just constantly busy. So, yeah, brother, I'm putting all my money on LDJ.
Yeah, and so far, you and I have gone the same on 3 matches. And
I know that doesn't happen that often.
No, because you're not that good at this normally. So.
I know, I suck at it.
So that kind of worries me now, because so let's look at another match here.
All right, oh man, I am looking forward to this match.
This is awesome. Match, oh my gosh, I tell you, this is going to be so hard to pick, because those are 3 great female competitors right there. And I just don't know which one's going to come out on top. I mean, you got Sasaki, who, everybody knows what she's been through, with the cancer and everything. Coming back from that, you've got Liberty, who, she just recently returned to WDWA. She won that Battle Royal and got the title shot, and then you got Amara Void, the former women's champion, and she wants a shot again at Tiff to try to get that title back. So this number one contenders match, it is going to be difficult to pick a winner on that one.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right on everything you just said, man. Couple things there, man, that I want to emphasize on. You mentioned the fight that Sasaki has had with Cancer, how she's freaking tough as nails, man. She kicked Cancer's ass. She's been kicking every girl's ass every time they've been in the ring. She has been just unstoppable, and she has been all over multiple different organizations, winning titles, being better than she ever was. And then you have Amara Void, who, again, she's over multiple organizations, kicking ass, becoming champion in multiple organizations. She is young. She's hungry. She wants to be, the toughest, the best women's wrestler. Like, not only in the East Coast, like, she's trying to be the best in the world. And that girl has such a bright future in her head, or in her future. She's got such a bright future that, even all of her success that's already happened is like not even the tip of the iceberg. Like, she's got a whole life of success in front of her. And, you talked about the return of Scarlett, Liberty L, formerly Scarlett here in WDWA. Not only, was her first run here in WDWA like fantastic. She was beating every woman, beating every man. She was unstoppable. Then all of a sudden she was gone. Nobody knew why. Nobody knew where she went. But when she came back with a whole new persona under Liberty L. And she is just the badass villainess that she is. And, she has got a track record of kicking anybody's ass in any circumstance. And it doesn't matter who you put up against her, like, she'll fucking bulldoze them down, man. And to have them all three in a match where this can go either way, I think, there's a good chance that they all just might beat each other so bad that all three of them get knocked out. And then whoever happens to wake up is the winner. And so this one's very, very hard for me to pick. John, I'm going to let you go first on this one, man, while I try to think about it.
Really on this one, it's just so hard to pick a winner. But I think I'm going with Sis Sasaki on this one, She has just been a force to reckon with. We all know how strong she can be, and I can just see her pulling this out, because nothing is going to stand in her way. So I think for this one, I'll have to take Sis.
Yeah. And, all your reasoning and all that stuff, like, it's very valid. And, like I said, this one's very hard. And, I think anybody who picks any one of these women to win this match is completely right. Like, there's no one better than the other. But I think if I had a gun to my head and it's like, man, you have no choice but to pick, like, I'm going to have to go with Amara Void. Like I said, she's got such a great future in coming forward towards her. And, she has yet to even come close to what she's going to do in this business. And I think losing the title is just a hiccup in the direction that she's facing. So I got my money on Amara Void.
All right. So the next match we're going to talk about, we were talking about Wraith. Well, now we've got the Titan with Dex and the Gatekeeper Cisco for the Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Wow. Another one, man. Another one that's a part of Dex's, legion of demons. This is a hard one. Yeah, I think Titan is such an amazing athlete. I think he's such a great powerhouse. I haven't really seen too much of him since uh, you know, aligning himself with Dex. Um, but what I have seen, is when him and Wraith have teamed up, that they haven't been too successful. I think it's been 1-1. I think they've won one, lost one, but it's been nothing like, it hasn't been pure domination. I don't see the same effect in James Ford as I've seen in Kalen Patrick, right? So whatever entity is inside of Ford, or Titan is what we're calling him now. That's what Dex refers to him as, is the Titan. Because I haven't seen him that often, I don't know what he can do. All I know is that he's big, he's a badass, and he is not going to be easy to take off his feet. I think Cisco has such a challenge ahead of him to be able to beat Titan. Like, if he's going to do it, he's going to have to bring every single thing that he has. And, there's a good chance that, he may have enough to beat Titan. But I just don't know, man. I don't know. I could be wrong with that. I haven't seen how really dominant Titan could be. But because I know about Cisco, because I'm familiar with Cisco, because I know the heart that Cisco has, the fighting spirit that Cisco has, the willingness to do whatever it takes, I got my money on Cisco.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Cisco is, since he came back and went after this Mid Atlantic Championship, he has he's just been unstoppable. So even though, I'm sure Cisco's got to have it in the back of his mind that if he retains this Mid Atlantic champion, he already knows his next competitor is Mr. Tick 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 Tick.
Yeah, I think for whoever wins this match, it's going to be a put up or shut up. One thing I'm not concerned, is if Cisco wins. I mean, Cisco's already beaten Ranch Hand. I would also love to see what the Titan and Ranch Hand could do together. I mean, I think, like I said, he's a powerhouse. He's crazy. Things aren't looking too good for Ranch Hand on whoever wins this match. But he's earned that spot, and now he's just sitting there waiting to see who he's going to face after this weekend. But like I said, my money's on Cisco.
All right, and then we do have another tag team match here.
That's right, the debut of Accelerate.
Yeah, tag team that we have not seen in WDWA before. Accelerate versus Sexy and Blessed. This match here, it's a match that I'm actually looking forward to. I do know one of the members of Accelerate, and Sexy and Blessed, they haven't had the best of luck lately. And, with everything going on with Supremacy, and I don't know, are they really going to be into it, or are they, I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, you said you were familiar with one of them. Honestly, like, I'm not too familiar with either one. I've had multiple people reach out to me and show them praise. I've heard a lot of great stuff about them. Even people in our chat are saying, how good they are and stuff like that. A lot of my sources have been great sources, and that I fully trust. And I'm looking forward to actually seeing what they bring to the table. But they got their hands full. I mean, Sexy and Blessed, I hate to say Jimmy Stars was right earlier. It's hard for me to say, but, having Sexy and Blessed on a marquee makes your product better. I mean, they're that good. They held the WDWA tag titles for forever. I mean, nobody could beat them. And the list of tag teams that they've been able to beat, it was just endless. So I think we're what we have here is we have Sexy and Blessed that need to get a chip off their shoulder, and then we have a brand new tag team that is going to have to come in and make a statement. So what I think that does is that raises the bar for both teams, and with that being said, all that's going to do is bring out the best of both. So I think it's going to be a fantastic match. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Accelerate. So with that being said, and knowing what Sexy and Blessed brings to the table, I'm going to have to go with Sexy and Blessed.
Just knowing the spiral Sexy and Blessed has had lately. I mean, they haven't really won matches since they came back.
Yeah.
And with all the turmoil, are them and Austin going to continue with Supremacy, or is Supremacy completely done? Because it's down to just the three of them. And, there's just so much turmoil right now. And, I know what Kylo can do. I've seen Kylo countless times. Kylo is a heck of an athlete. Not that Sexy and Blessed aren't a great team and great athletes, because they are. But, I know Kylo is one heck of an athlete, and, Beans there coming in, they're going to want to show WDWA what Accelerate can do and what Accelerate is all about. And they're going to want to make sure that when they leave there, their name is in the minds of WDWA fans. And so I'm going to go with Accelerate on this one.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's you make a lot of valid points, and the fact that you're a little familiar with them and things like that. Like you could totally be right on this. This one would just be a hard to bet against a sure thing for what I know, as opposed to what I would gamble on. So one of us are going to be right, John. Man, good luck.
All right, so then let's take a look here. We got a 6-man tag match.
Yes.
Jordan Evans with Dad and Chuck Lennox versus Money and Power with JTR. This is another one that's just tough to call. It really is, because, Jordan, Dad, Chuck, they all have so much that they want to go at Money and Power for. They want to end Money and Power so bad, and for so many reasons. But you got Money and Power, who is just dominating, when it comes to that heavyweight championship match. He is just a monster. And then you've got CEO there, and their newest member now. It's hard to bet against Money and Power. It really is.
Yeah. Money and Power has made these three guys' lives a living hell. I mean, we're going on 2 years plus that they have been, keeping Dad down. Daniel Alexander Dabrowski, man, they have been running this guy through the ringer. We talked earlier about Bo, the last 6 months career just being at a standstill because he's been focusing on Wraith. Like, this is going on like 2.5 years now that Daniel Alexander Dabrowski has been dealing with Justin JTR, and he just can't get a break. Like, he's just waiting to put this to bed, and this is the match to do it. And as well as Chuck Lennox, because of JTR, because of Money and Power, he lost the tag team titles this year to Misused. You have Jordan Evans, who lost the heavyweight championship because of Money and Power and JTR to Money and Power member AK Bane. Now you flip on the other side. You have AK Bane, the heavyweight champion of the world, scary, badass, there's no other way to describe him except for monster. He is just, I don't know who's going to be able to take that title off of him. He has just been unstoppable. He is a scary mofo. And, I would never want to be across the ring from that guy, and I don't think anybody would. But for him to have former heavyweight champion Charles Everest Osgood in his corner and all the years experience he has and all the different WDWA titles that he's held, as well as this newcomer to WDWA, the Prophet Jeremiah, what a force that JTR has assembled to continue to keep down these three other guys, man. Like it's hard to challenge JTR when he says he's the smartest guy. It's hard to challenge JTR when he says, you know what, I buy the best talent, I buy the best trainers, I buy the best equipment, so that my guys end up being the best in the world. And he's had one hell of a track record. We mentioned about how long he's been torturing Daniel Alexander Dabrowski and, Chuck Lennox and Jordan Evans. And I mean, that list goes on and on and on, but he is constantly doing that. Like there hasn't ever been anybody to stop him from doing it. And I think right now is the opportunity. You have three of, some of the best that WDWA has to offer against the three of his best. I'm looking forward to this match. It's a gamble. I just really hope, and I'm gonna go with it, but I'm gonna go with Dad, Chuck Lennox, and Jordan Evans on this one. I'm hoping that they're able to, keep AK Bane out of the match. I'm hoping that they can keep JTR out of the match. And I think, if they put all their years experience and all their talent behind them, I think they have what it takes to finally shut JTR and, derail that train off the tracks.
And one thing, though, you didn't mention, Gavin, and it's got to be a question that sticks in people's mind. Last show, CEO was supposed to be involved in a match, and Justin came out and he informed everybody that CEO was injured and he wouldn't be there. And then, there was that miscue at the end of the one match, and Jason Curtis ended up getting fired. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind too, because is CEO going to be 100%? And the fact that now you don't have Jason Curtis out there, who's watching the back of Money and Power, that's one less person they've got. So, it's hard to.
There's a lot of turmoil and going on with Money and Power, and there's a lot at stake. I mean, here you are, we AK Baines and JTR and all of Money and Power, they're dealing with this mask guy that keeps showing up. We keep seeing his symbol pop up, up on the screens and on social media and all this stuff, like just out of nowhere. Every time, JTR has something to say, or when everybody else, from the group have something to say, like they just get cut off, by the sounds of the alarms. And not only are they dealing with that, I mean, Berkeley Mania is coming up, Berkeley Mania's next show. AK Bane knows he's going to be in the main event. All eyes are on him. He'll be the main focus on the poster. He is going to help sell tickets. He is the main guy. That's a lot to ride on anybody, monster or not, And then you have, the turmoil between CEO, 50% owner of Money and Power, and then you have 50% owner JTR, who's just been bumping heads that can't seem to get on the same page. He hired Jason Curtis to protect CEO. How is CEO going to be protected at all if he can't get on he's got to watch his back? And now the guy that is paid to watch his back is gone, and you take all of that, and then you just add the prophet Jeremiah in, who's just it's too early in his career to have a decision on which way you're going to lay on weigh on him. But for all these reasons and more, I'm going with Dad, Chuck Lennox, and Jordan Evans, because I think it's time. I think it's time that somebody finally puts a nail in JTR's coffin, that stops this momentum of everything he's got going on, to prove to him that money doesn't buy power, money doesn't buy victories, money doesn't put you at the top of the list. And it's about time. And those three, there's not too many guys that are better to do it than those three.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. And, I'm going with them as well. It's hard to bet against money and power, but, there's just so much going on that I just look for this to go the way of Dad and Jordan and Chuck. It's just, I don't see money and power coming out victorious in this one.
Yeah. Well, I know you're waiting for one more match.
Yep, we got the last match.
Look at that pretty guy in the middle.
Special referee for tag team championship match. You got Misused, your tag team champions, versus Clay Jacobs and I can't talk all of a sudden, Zakar Shaw, with special referee Gavin Jackson. That just, it's going to be one hell of a fight. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that have come to me, or I've seen people make posts or write on different posts on social media. It's like, Gavin's on Clay Jacobs and Zakar Shaw. Misused are going to be outnumbered. He's gonna make sure Misused loses. No, like that's not the point of me inserting myself into this match. People need to understand that the point of me inserting myself in this match is I no longer have referees that are interested in working the tag team championship matches, because every time they do, they end up getting taken out, hurt, mistreated, and they've boycotted it. They will no longer do that, and I don't blame them. Because as the owner, it's my responsibility to keep them safe. So what I'm doing is I'm putting myself in that role. I'm putting myself in that situation, because I used to be a pro wrestler. Like, I'm not going to be pushed around. I'm not going to take things lightly. They're not going to get away with some of the things that they get away with the other referees. And like I told you earlier, like, I'm gonna lead by example. And if I'm going to ask my referees to put their lives on the line and to put themselves in harm's way, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to set the tone right now. I'm going to show the referees that this can be done, and I want to do it the right way. But this is not so all because I'm trying to help Clay Jacobs and Zakar win. That's not my intentions. All I want is the best team to win without any sort of, cheating going on or anything. I just want a straight wrestling match, and I just want the best team to win. I believe full-heartedly that Clay Jacobs and Zakar have not had a fair shot at the tag team championship, and all I want to do is just give them that opportunity to be champions, to beat Misused, but at the same time, give Misused the opportunity to prove to everybody that they're good enough to beat Zakar and Clay, that they don't need to cheat. And that's all I'm doing. That's why I'm there. That's why I said the only way anybody's going to win this match is for my hand to count 3, and that's the only way this is going to happen.
Gavin, as I said before, I respect you for that. I really do. There's a part of me that thinks you got to be crazy to be stepping in the ring, especially as referee, looking at what they've done to all the other referees. But, when it comes down to it, I don't know how, but I can see Misused ending up with you counting 3 for them, whether you want to or not. And I see Misused retaining their titles.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're doing this weigh in, and I know I got to pick, right? And I think like whoever I pick, yeah, I'm gonna hear people chime in. Oh, he's being biased. He's being biased. He's being biased. But I'm just gonna be honest. Like I believe that Clay Jacobs, former WDWA heavyweight champion, former heavyweight champion Zakar Shaw. I've mentioned it on here before. I look at them as being like the mega powers, two of the best uniting, right? And I believe that if they're given a fair share, that they have what it takes to be at the top of the tag division as the WDWA Tag Team Champions. And that's no disrespect to Misused. That's not me playing favoritism. It's me knowing that this is going to be a clean and fair fight, and it's going to be the best that those two have to offer against the best that Misused has to offer. And there's only going to be one team that wins those tag team that gets to leave with those tag team championships. And it's either going to be Clay and Zakar, or it's going to be Jimmy and Sean. So I'm going with Zakar and Clay.
All right. Well, like I say, I have to go with Misused on this one. I really do. It's just I see them walking out victorious, and it's not that I don't think Zakar and Clay can do it, because there's something you said. If they're given the opportunity with a fair fight, and I totally agree with that. If they're given the fair shot, I think they could win it. But even with you as the referee, I don't know how anybody can control Misused and keep them in line. So I don't think it's going to be a fair shot. I don't think it's going to be a fair win. And they're going to come out victorious once again. And that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, well, we'll see, man. Like I said, I'll have the best seat in the house. I'll be right there. I'll be right there to call the action. And this is what I want, man. This is what I think the fans want. I think they want a winner. They don't want to see these guys battle forever. They want a clean and fair fight, and there has to be a winner. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the fans, what they're looking for. So.
All right. Well, it looks like we've gone through all the matches. So, Antebellum this Saturday night, South Berkeley Fire Hall. You don't want to miss it, that's for sure. It's going to be one heck of a show. And, anything you have left to say about it, Gavin?
No, I'm just excited for the show. Like I said, this is the last show for Berkeley Mania. So, all roads lead to Berkeley Mania. This is the last stop on that tour. And, to me, when you're going into the biggest show of the year, the shows leading up to it are the ones you don't want to miss. I mean, it's always something happening. It's always everybody trying to be the best. Everybody wants to be on the WrestleMania or the Berkeley Mania card. Everybody wants to wrestle, but there's not a spot for everybody. So everybody is going, these last couple of months, everybody's trying to win matches to be on, in the front line on everybody else, doing everything they can to be on the show. And this is the last chance for people to prove that they could be on that show. So you're going to get the best from everybody that's on the card. WDWA is going to bring it. Take this opportunity, come out, check out the Antebellum. If you're not sure what Antebellum means and it's a weird word to you, trust me, it's a word that I learned over the years. It means preparing for war. And that's why it's appropriately named right before Berkeley Mania, that this whole show, everybody's going to be prepared for war. They're going to war at Berkeley Mania. And this is right here. This is right on the front line. And do not miss this show. It's going to be a great show.
All right. Well, Gavin, I think we've come to an end here for this week. We say it's been another great show, and I just look forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to Berkeley Mania. The excitement just keeps building, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And, I don't know how you can get it any bigger, but you always seem to find a way. And I'm sure you have something up your sleeve that we just don't know yet, but I can't wait to find out.
Well, John, always a pleasure, buddy. Like we said at the beginning of the cast, number 8 for elevation, brother, and I can't wait to do number 9. And like always, man, just such a great pleasure. Whether I like it or not, I'm gonna give a big shout out to our guest tonight, Misused. Thanks for being on the show. We appreciate you taking the time. Thank you to everybody in the chat that's chimed in and given all your feedback, all your comments, stuff like that. We love each and every one of you guys out there. Thank you guys for sharing what we're doing here at Elevation. Thank you for spending your Tuesday nights with us. We just want to continue to grow. So please keep putting us out there. Feel free to share it on your guys' page. Feel free to tell your friends and family all about us. And thank you all for being a part of the WDWA family. John, great times with you, buddy. I can't wait to do it again in 2 weeks.
We will be here in 2 weeks, and it'll be a lot of fun. And actually, next week, Wrestle Talk Podcast, live from Jefferson County Fairgrounds. And, it's going to be a Berkeley Mania special once again. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Be sure to tune in, and we will see you again soon. Hopefully see you this weekend.